and welcome to Gym Bags. I'm Mel Byron.
And I'm Judith Barris, your friendly fitness professional.
I love how you have to qualify that you're friendly. Are you suggesting some might not be so?
No, I'm saying a lot of people say I'm not.
Oh, okay. Oh, but you're also a comedian, so you're hilarious and fun.
It used to be, well, when I first went on stage, and this will interest you how things have switched. When I first used to go on stage, the first time it happened to me, and I was so, somebody called me over, and I thought, they're going to say I was so funny, I was so good, and I got all, and they said, aren't you the Pilates lady? And I thought, oh yeah, right. But now it's happened the other way around. I stood in for a Pilates class, and I walked in, and somebody said, oh, you're that woman that does comedy in the Corner Exchange. And I thought, I've
made it. Comedy and fitness. Those are Judith's things. Comedy and non-fitness.
Well, my hashtag is eat, move, laugh, heal.
I think that's lovely.
Yeah. Have you got a hashtag, Mel?
I don't, and I will obviously steal yours now.
Well, yeah, you're welcome. Let's spread the hashtag.
In case anybody hasn't realised, we are two ladies of a certain age. One of us is very fit. One of us isn't. And you have to guess which is. I think it's very clear. Yeah. Judith, I wanted to talk as a lady of a certain age, a serious subject.
Serious. Should I put my glasses on and be serious?
Put your glasses on and look full of gravitas. So we've just had World Heart Health Day, and it took me ages to learn to say that properly. World Heart Health Day. And as we get older, obviously, this is something that kind of, it hovers, people measure your blood pressure in a way they didn't when you were younger. What should we be doing? How can I take care of my heart at my advanced age?
Oh dear.
I'm 57, okay? But
the poor old girl. No, but look, it must be lighting. Your lighting must be wonderful because you don't look it. But yeah, I mean, in the main, you've got to move. The human body is meant to move, not just for your heart, but for so many systems in your body. If you do not move, they fall to sleep. Like, for instance, there is stuff in your ears that if you sit at your computer for an hour or more, they fall to sleep and they talk to the rest of your body. And if they ain't talking, there's things that aren't going on. So, do you know how you can rectify this? I'm standing back, sitting back. Right. This is enough.
What, literally just once?
Yeah, I expected a da for that, but
So for the benefit of anybody just listening to the audio, Judith just stood up and sat down again.
Oh, I forgot that audio. Yeah, sorry. Stand up, sit down. That's enough to wake them up. And people sit there for hours and hours. And then perhaps they go off to the gym in the evening and they think that's enough. And don't get me wrong, they're doing really, really well going to the gym in the evening. But scientific research has shown 5 minutes every hour for you to stand up and get away from that computer and maybe walk around your office, walk around your garden, come back. It's better for your eyes, it's better for your heart, which is what you asked about. And I am coming back, I promise. I'm coming back to it.
No, it's fascinating.
It's better for your heart, it's better for your whole system, it's better for the discs in your spine, it's better for so much. So the first answer to your question is move. Even if it's not much, you've got to move. At lunchtime, get away from your computer, go for a walk. And the old thing, that they used to say, get off at one stop before you need to get off your bus and walk. Just if you work in a big office, go to the toilet that's the furthest away, and you've got to go up the stairs. And I think we talked about stairs in a different episode.
We did,
and Bungalow Knee, if you don't go up them stairs. So go up the stairs. I know somebody who lost a lot of weight, and that's all she did. She just used the toilet that was at the other end of the
Blimey.
building. And so, during the day, she got more movement. So that's
I
the
want,
first thing.
and okay, I want to read you. I'll just
Ooh,
quickly with something
yeah,
that I read
yeah,
on World Heart Health Day
yeah.
from a celebrity trainer. And it's just, I just wanted to read this very short thing. So, this is what your celebrity trainer says we should do. He said, you need longer, low to medium intensity training, ideally 3 times a week. Then you need a couple of medium to high intensity interval training sessions each week. Finally, you need sports training or anything that mimics it, and that's great for cardiovascular fitness. I mean, that is almost the opposite of what you just said to some degree, because he's basically looking for, as far as I can see, 6 training sessions a week. Who's got
Yes.
time for
Well,
that?
he's trying to get you fitter, yeah, especially and twice he talked about high intensity training. So he's trying to get you fitter. I'm just trying to get you well. I'm trying to improve your quality of life. I'm
Right.
trying to keep your ticker going.
Right.
Yeah,
Because when I read his thing,
yeah.
I think I can't do any of that, so I won't do any of it.
Exactly. It puts you off. It puts you off. But if you go for a nice walk around one of those lovely parks where you live in your posh area, then, that's lovely, isn't it? And you gain
It
so much
is.
benefit from that. Let's say for your eyes, your brain, your stress levels, you can walk briskly. So we're talking about quality of life because, gym bags was more about, well, I wanted it to be more about, getting fit and getting super fit and being this athlete. No, it's quality of life. We want to
And we've
age
always said that
well.
it's about wellness. Although
Yeah.
I guess we should issue a disclaimer, of course,
Oh
that
yeah.
we are not medical professionals.
Yeah. If you have a medical issue, then we don't want you running flat out on the treadmill unless you're a medical professional. I've said you can. So obviously, within what we are talking about, high blood pressure and other issues that you may have. But we're just a couple of old bags. I mean, yeah, I am a fitness professional, not a medical professional. I am fitness qualified, but we're a couple of old bags having a good old
Yeah.
chat.
But you see, I like you see his approach puts me off,
Yeah.
apart from anything else, because it's too much time. And you're saying no, incremental, smaller things, just
Yeah.
do something.
Do
It's a good start.
do something is a good start, and then after that work smarter, not longer. So
Right.
some of the things he was saying you can bring out, and you can work harder, and you can push that heart rate up, and you can make that heart stronger, and then your nice walk the next day is your lower level, your recovery workout, because recovery workouts are great. So then you combined in 2 things at once. And I know you're a busy woman and sometimes have to zot off places, and you're dragging your suitcase, and yeah, carrying heavy shopping and stuff like that. People tend to I was doing some CPD on aging actually, and the very eminent scientist was saying the reason why people perhaps don't get stronger as they age, or they don't age well, is they still work out, but they start to not work as hard. So,
Okay.
they think, oh, I'm getting old now, I'm past 60, I can't do what I used to do. So they maybe still train. And I caught one guy in the gym this last week. They still train, but they don't work as hard. And he was telling me he was doing 45 reps. And I'm thinking, if you can do 45 reps and you haven't got any blood pressure issues, you could do it heavier, but less reps, which would have definitely, helped his bones and his muscles grow
So
stronger.
20, but with more weights. Yeah, with
Yeah,
a
he
heavier
was
weight.
he was plateauing, and okay, he was a retired gentleman, and perhaps for him, the gym was a social aspect because he had a little chat with me, he had a little chat with somebody else, he had a chat with the young girls because he was in his 70s, and then all with these young girls in the gym that thought, oh, isn't he a nice old man? Let's have a little
Yeah,
chat.
yeah.
Which, yeah, so there's a social aspect of it as well. But as we age, we still need to be the whole point. The human body will not improve if you don't challenge it. So we've got the wellness, and we've got the getting out for a walk, and we've got the moving, and then what the celebrity trainer was talking about is challenging your body. But you don't need to challenge your body that many times a week to get improvements. But at some point, you do need to challenge it. I mean, the scientist I was listening to, she said, sorry, it was a she, beautiful
girl power.
Yes, who was over 50, and telling you, if you think I'm fit, she was as fit as a butcher's.
Wow.
And yeah, and she was saying twice a week for strength training. A lot of people say 3, but she said 2 is enough.
Okay,
and and then you've got your cardiovascular in it. Now, I do weights and cardiovascular at the same time, because if I'm shifting some heavy weights, I'm getting out of puff.
Right.
Yeah, you need, if you can gauge your own weight, marker of how hard you're working. You can talk, but you can't sing. If you're singing, it's not really easy enough to challenge to get fitter. But if you are singing around the park, if you go walk around the park with your earpods, it's it's good exercise, but it's not challenging you to get fitter. So you've got to ask yourself, what do you want? Do we want fat burning? Do we want wellness? Do we want to be in the veterans class running a marathon? No, I do not.
I don't, definitely
not. No. I'm quite happy being, being functional, still being able to do what I want to do. But yeah, the training.
But with the heart, I mean, obviously, and there's a point, isn't there, where we can put too much strain on it.
Yeah.
And how do you know? Like, so if you go on the machines at the gym, there's that maximum heart rate thing with your age along. It's a matrix. It's what your age is, and as you get, and for the older ages, it gets smaller because your maximum heart rate is lower than the 20-year-old. But if I look at the 60-year-old, it's low. So I have to look and go, okay, that's my maximum, that's my training zone. But it's lower than for the 20-year-old. So does that not suggest we need to push, but there's a limit to how much we can push?
Yeah, and if you had any heart conditions as well, there will, you would be on medication that will be keeping you lower. So that's something that you've got to consider as well. And also you need to consider that old people, sorry, Mel, breathe differently. We revert to being back like children.
What? What? Hang on, I'm writing this down.
Yeah. So, and this is why interval training is good for older people, because as a child, you see them running around, and then they stop when they're playing, and they're all hot and sweaty. And you train children, you give them chance to get their breath back. Yeah, you train them harder, give them a chance to get the breath back, because that's the way their system works. They need chance to get their breath back. When puberty hits, we can train more, getting harder, work at a peak, and come back down again. Yeah. Right. So that's our sort of traditional, how we always used to train people. And then, and I think it must be the menopause, Mel. Oh no, I've mentioned the M word.
Our old friend, the menopause.
Yeah, and let's face it, you've heard it here first, folks. Men go through the menopause as well.
Now that deserves a dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Let's face it, we know they get grumpy.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
And we all go through puberty. So I'm sure we all go through the menopause. I reckon theirs is 10 years later. And certain scientists are going to be saying, "Oh, the male menopause, and it'll be in the Sunday Times, and other newspapers are available." Yeah. So then we're back breathing like that child. You work harder, you get your breath back. You work harder, get your breath back. Yeah, it'll give that aging ticker a chance to come down and get your breath back. And of course, if you are working for heart health, if you're working too hard for too long, as you're pushing that blood through, pushing it through, sometimes it's too fast for it to do its job completely. So if you are doing cardio rehab because you've had an issue, you've got a dicky ticker. Do you remember that program, Mel? He's got a dicky ticker.
What was that program?
That comedy program. Oh, don't tell me you're not that old. You are.
No, I am, but I can't remember what it wasn't. I didn't know you cared.
Hang on, I do. It used to go, "I've got a dicky ticker with glasses."
I think I can't remember what program, but yeah, I definitely know that.
Yeah, so you rehab that heart at a lower level so that all the blood can go through at a good.
Right. So let's take, I mean, the great comedian, sadly no longer with us, Rick Mail.
Yeah.
He was in his early 60s, I think. And apparently he'd just been out jogging. Is that right? When he had a heart attack. And so is what you're saying, is it possible that this is what, he just pushed and didn't give that, because jogging by its nature is you're running very hard consistently for a length of time.
But if he was just jogging, not running, and he was fit, then he probably was doing the push and everything.
Right. Okay.
But if he'd have been flat out sprinting, and I'm not saying he couldn't. Some people can still do it, but if you're going from sedentary to you're starting to train, you don't want to be doing that straight away. Right. And you probably couldn't anyway. You couldn't. But I don't know, maybe, I mean, we've heard things before about people who are really fit, they keel over running a marathon, and it turns out they had a virus, and
they didn't know. Somebody once told me a thing to do is to brisk walk for a minute, speed run for 10 seconds, go back to brisk walking, and that do. But to me, from what you're saying, that actually sounds quite sensible.
Yeah, and then your 10 seconds gets to be 12 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds.
Ah, so the idea is you build it up.
Yeah, and your recovery walk, you won't need to walk for as long to recover, to get that heart rate back down. Then you push it up again, and then you walk it off, bring it back down again. And then that it doesn't take you that long. And the NHS couch to 5K is based on that. And people ask me for running programs, and I said, there's no point in reinventing the wheel. Do the NHS couch to 5K, and you can repeat weeks. If you're not ready for it,
right,
move on. You can repeat a week if you've not been well, or you've been on holiday, or you've had a lot of birthday celebrations. You can repeat a week.
Right.
Look, she's smiling. She's thinking about that cake again.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just picturing a cake with candles.
An extra one.
An extra slice for me, yeah.
Yeah. So, no, I meant an extra candle.
An extra candle. Oh, right, okay. Ceiling burning, I think is where we're at now.
You've got one track mind, you have.
I know, cake.
Cake. So, yeah, you can repeat a week. And eventually it will happen with, and of course, good nutrition, because we've said before, you cannot outrun your knife and fork.
That's a great phrase.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah. A few little tips for heart health. Beetroot.
Okay.
Beetroot juice. Beetroot juice will actually lower your heart rate. Of course, coffee will put it up. So if you're going to the doctors and you're having your blood pressure done, which is, I have white coat syndrome, so mine will go as soon as I see the machine. But other people who are calm, and you're going to have your blood pressure done. If you have a cup of coffee before you go, it'll put it up.
Wow.
It's just gone out my head how many points it puts it up. I think it's 30. I might be wrong on that. It's just gone out my head.
Wow, that feels like a lot.
It
Yeah.
must be the old age.
Yeah, it must be the brain fog. That's
Yeah,
a topic for a future.
brain fog, definitely in all the papers. Whereas beetroot juice will lower your blood pressure. It's because of all the nitrates and the beautiful stuff in beetroot. People do not appreciate beetroot. You can have it roasted. You can, because we all think you've got to boil it in a pan, then you can peel it. No, what if I have beetroot? Let's not bother. See, make life easy for yourself. Roast it. You're roasting some potatoes in the oven with your Sunday roast. Bung some beetroot in, roast it. Oh, it's a beautiful warm roasted vegetable. Or you're having a salad. You've not cooked your beetroot. Just grate it over your salad. For years and years and years, I thought you had to cook beetroot. You don't. Just grate it over your salad, and you get those nitrates in. It's good for your heart health, and it's good for your brain. It's
Well,
good
for years I thought beetroot only came in a jar, so
pickled.
so
Well,
that was my lifestyle.
Yeah,
Okay, all right, beetroot juice, right?
Beetroot juice for
do you
your
reckon we can
heart.
get sponsorship from a beetroot?
Yes. I bought some beautiful beetroot the other day. Where was I? I was in that supermarket that's won all the awards for being cheap and their fruit and veg being wonderful, and their beetroot. Oh, it was. I could not resist putting the beetroot in my trolley, and then I'm going to roast it. I'm going to have it with. Do
I have to peel it before I roast it?
I don't. It's the skin will just peel off after it's roasted.
Oh, okay.
I'm so much for an easy life.
No, I hear you.
Oh, why make yourself? Why get up hours beforehand to prepare a wonderful, healthy breakfast when you can do it so quickly with just throw some nuts and seeds in a jar, maybe with some oats. So you could have done it the night before, overnight oats. That's very good for health as well, because there's lots of nutrients in there. Good for your joints as well, because there's that sticky stuff. And again, the word's gone out of my head, but it's very good for your joints.
Well, I think there's some really, really top takeaway tips there. Cheaply, beetroot. I'm going to buy some beetroot in my local German discount supermarket.
Get down and buy your beetroot. While you're there, get some more vegetables and roast them all off. I mean, the weather's changed.
Yeah.
Roast them. You can mush them all up then into a soup, or you can just eat them. Eat them cold. Why don't people eat cold vegetables once they're roasted? Oh, parsnips roasted. Just and bung them all in the oven. And then they're done for you for the rest of the week. And then you're having to think later on in the week, what shall we have? You've already got something. You've got a starter kit, an easy life. Like you were saying earlier, I think in another episode, you won't want to do it if it's difficult. You won't want to do it if it seems hard work. So make life easy for yourself.
And of course, if we're making life easier for ourselves, we're reducing our stress levels, which is also good for our
It's good for your heart, yes.
So there you go. All the top tips. But as we say, we're not medical professionals, so do consult your practitioner, your GP, before follow. Well, I mean, eating beetroot. I think your GP wouldn't go, no, don't eat it. Unless you're allergic.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Unless you're allergic. I don't think I've ever met anybody who's allergic to beetroot. Have you?
No.
Cool.
I mean, I know there are some things like tomatoes which people have struggle with, but I think your root vegetables, large, I think are okay. But again, consult your doctor. Well, that was brilliant. Thank you, Judith. Loads of stuff to take away about the heart.
Yes, about the heart and
My
and
heart is
internet.
full. My heart is full.
Oh, your heart is. Oh, here's one for you. This will blow your mind.
Go on.
Do you know your tongue is connected to the pericardium of your heart?
No. So can
Yes.
you look at my tongue and, or can a professional look at my tongue and go, ooh, no.
Ooh. This is why the big thing at the moment is about brushing your teeth, because if you get an infection in your gums, it can affect your heart. But the point I like to make is the human body is connected.
Yeah.
It is meant to move. So, I mean, we've been moving our tongues for the
Yes.
last 15 minutes. And yeah, just, the human body is so connected and it's meant to move and it loves to move. And sometimes things don't function so well if you don't move. So, for that heart,
Right. Better get out of this
I'm
chair
going to
then,
stand
am
up
I?
again, up, down,
Up,
round the
down.
garden, round the block.
Yeah.
Get
Better
out
get
on
out
your
this chair,
bike.
girl.
Yeah, get out on your push bike if you've got cycle tracks, and just do what you can, folks. Quality of life. Woo!
Brilliant. And I I think that's a good place to leave it. It's all of do what you can, maintain your quality of life. Thank you for listening, watching, or wherever you find us. We are the Gym Bags. I'm Mel Byron.
And I'm Judith Barras.
And we'll be back with you soon. Yeah.
Gym Bags!